It's like weird, like the contrast. Like the last time I was here, I was BDK the last time I was here, you know? Like, now it's like, ooh, I don't know nothing about this life. If anything, this kind of like recharged my batteries a little bit. Being here reminded me of who I am. Like, yeah, the last time I was here, I was BDK, but I still am though. Like, I'm still the same person that came out here knowing like, doesn't matter what I did a couple years ago. Because of where I'm at now and what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna have to earn mine. So it's like, being back here like reminds me of that. But the other part of me also kind of feels sad though. Because like I can't throw like that anymore, you know? Like that was the part of time when my body used to do whatever I told it to do, like, and I don't really think I can explain that feeling. Like you have to have been an athlete to know that feeling where you're just like you don't 100% know it's possible, but like because of all the work you put in, because of how strong you know you are, because of like the technique you know you've perfected, part of you always believes it's capable because you know you've done the work. Being sick is not the same. Like, it's not like that. It's like, even if I do the work, even if I put in all the hours, even if I stay positive, even if I take my medicine, like, shit really can still not go as planned. Like, it's just not the same. So, like, being here is kind of like, fuck. I wish I would have been more grateful. Like, the heart of a champion is something that is like innate. It's instilled in you. It's something about you, this relentless, like, never give up, never surrender attitude. You have to believe in the impossible every single day, right? Like, you have to believe, like, I'm gonna be a national champion. I'm gonna break a record. I'm gonna go to the Olympics. I'm gonna achieve something that people think I'm incapable of doing. Like, that mentality, to have that mentality, to be dedicated to something like that you don't know will ever come to pass, takes a certain type of person. And like I hate to say this, but at the same time I really believe it conditioned me to endure what I'm going through now. Like I actually said that, like when I was in the hospital, and like, you know, everybody always says like, you're the strongest person I know, and like all these really cool things, and I'm like, that's actually not true. The truth is I know what it feels like to want something bad enough that you don't actually know if it's gonna come true, but you want it that bad. Like, so I know what that feels like, and I know how to fight for something like that. I know how to work for something like that. Like, that to me is my natural gut reaction. Like, all right, they said I might die. Like, okay, well, I don't want that to happen, so I need to do everything I can do to make sure that doesn't happen. You know, like, and like, I don't know, I just can't explain it other than just like, you're conditioned to believe in the impossible already. Like, you're an athlete. There's no guarantees that all these hours, you know, are gonna add up to anything. I mean, a hammer throw, a discus throw is only a matter of seconds, right? Like, and you put hours on hours on hours for a couple perfect seconds, and you never know if it's ever gonna happen. And you still come out every day and do it. It's like the same thing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't really tell you that much about my diseases, but I do know that you never give up. Like, you never surrender. Like, if you have the ability, if you still have the will, then you have the obligation to, you know? I have this picture of me from 2017 where I'm sitting on top of my car, and like, I printed it out because, like, for me it's perspective. A year before that picture was taken, I couldn't have gotten to the top of my car even if I wanted to. I was in a wheelchair. So it's like, you know, I'm only competing against me. Right now, I'm not in a wheelchair. Right now, I can walk freely, and I only have to use my Lofstrand crutches when I get tired or my tremors hurt. Like, last year I was using Lofstrand crutches all the time. That's my competition now. Me. My heart is forever changed after having lived through that. It was just like, wow, you know? I just never imagined like that being a reality of my life, like that being an experience I will have lived through. Like, you know, back then I wanted to be an Olympian. Then I wanted to be a political consultant. When I started grad school, I wanted to figure out how to, you know, help the public from the inside out. And like to some degree, I still want to do that, but my goals now are more to like directly impact people. Like I'm more concerned with, you know, what your heart looks like than what you have on now. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to say I'm a completely different person, because I think who you are is always who you are, but like, I'm not the same person. My goals, my values are not the same as they were 5 years ago. They're not the same as they were 2 years ago. Shit, they're not the same as they were a year ago. I mean, but that's why I started Spoonie Essentials Box. Like, I wanted to do something beyond myself, better than myself, for other people. Something that wasn't just serving myself. Like, yeah, it's a company, because, I mean, I'm not rich. I can afford to just do it, you know, out of my own pockets. But, like, that's why I wanted it to be more than just a box. I wanted it to be a community, because it was, you know, like, you get to this point in your life when you realize life is more than just about you. It's more about the lives you touch, the people you encounter. And when you shift your focus and you, like, redirect your life and your energy to being that type of person, sing out those type of vibrations, like, your life just changes. Like, your perspective changes. What you appreciate changes. Just because you don't understand what somebody is going through, just because you can't see what somebody is going through, doesn't mean they're not going through it. Whether that be mental illness, chronic illness, invisible illness. I mean, every day is different. Like, if I wake up and it's a good day and I feel good, then I get more things accomplished. But if I wake up and I feel day and it's like a shitty day, it like, you know, it depends. It's like hit or miss. I mean, that's the thing with chronic illness. You never really know. Like, you don't know if you're going to wake up to a good day, or you don't know if you're going to wake up to a bad day. So, like, you just kind of have to, like, adapt and evolve depending on the situation and circumstance. One thing that I like to use is the battery analogy by the Unchargeables. It's like your iPhone, right? So you plug in your iPhone and you, like, plug it in, you wake up and you're like, damn, it still says 50%. But you got to still go to work, right? You still got to go to work and get out the house, and you still need your phone for the whole day. But you only have 50% battery, but you still got to do everything you normally would do. Text, call, meetings, emails, you know, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But you only have 50% battery, and it still has to last you the whole day, and you need your GPS to get home. So you're going to use that battery wisely, right? That's how it is for me. No matter how much I plug in my iPhone, I never get to 100% battery. And people don't understand that even though I'm still the same iPhone on the outside, something's wrong with my battery. And it's not just the charging station. Like, even when I sleep, even when I eat right, even when I take my meds, I still don't fully charge back up. And it's not just being, like, tired or fatigued. It's a completely different state of being. Like, now I'm more wise with what I spend energy on. Like, I don't argue with people. I don't fight, because it's draining. It takes too much energy to do things like that. I'd rather be happy and positive and, you know, spend my time with, you know, what is that saying? Go where the love is. Like, that's what I would rather do with my time now, because those other things, it costs too much. Like, not just the time cost, but like the energy cost. Like, there's a point in time when I really wanted to give up, because I was getting so much negative feedback from people because they were mad that the boxes were going out late. And I don't think they were understanding that I was physically packing every box myself. And there's 31 days in the month. I don't have a guaranteed good 31 days. Like, I have a chronic illness just like them. So it was difficult to get it done, right? And so they were frustrated. And I understand, because they paid for it. Like, it's not like something they got for free. But, like, in doing that, like, I realized it's not just about me, though. Like, I can't quit. Even when I want to quit, I can't quit, because Spoonie Essentials Box isn't just about me. It's about all the different people that lives have been touched and impacted, and that now feel connected to a community, that now feel like somebody gets it. And just the fact that now they get cool products to try that comes to their house. You know, they feel like, hey, somebody cares about me. Somebody understands what I'm going through. And here's a few things that might actually make my day a little better. I can't stop now. Like, that wouldn't be fair. Like, it wouldn't be right. Even though there's days when I truly am like, all right, I don't know how I thought I could do this. How did I think I could battle myself and run a company? Like, how did I think, like, I feel like I still don't know what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing as far as running a business. Like, I'm learning. And I don't know what I'm doing as far as being a full-time patient. I'm learning. So it's like, it's a perpetual state of learning, and like people are going with me along the ride. Sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, all right, well, I tried that and it didn't work out. But then sometimes I'm like, hey, you guys are seeing this from the beginning. 10 years from now, you can say you were here in the beginning. You were there when Brittany actually packed the boxes. You know what I mean? Like, that's my goal. I want to be around 10 years from now. Like, I still want to provide this service to people. Like, I want to be able to do that. And in realizing that, I realized that I have to tell my story so that other people can tell their story. You know what I mean? Like, I was joking yesterday that I'm going to be chronically iconic. Like, I'm going to change the way people view chronic illness. I mean, the goal of Spoonie Essentials Box was to be a community, was to be like something tangible that allowed people to understand that someone somewhere understood what they were going through. Like, when I was in the hospital, like, I lived there. And what got me through and made me feel comforted was one of my classmates, her name is Alyssa, she made me a care package, and it was like one of the most thoughtful like care package items I've received when I was in the hospital. Like, she had hand sanitizer, she had chapstick, she had hair ties, and it just made me feel like, dang, somebody understands. Like, I'm in here struggling, they don't have anything, like I don't have nothing. And like, not to mention just like the wow factor of getting something in the mail. And it was like, dude, I want to do this. Like, I want to do this for people. I know like this could be a thing, like, and it could be tailored toward people with chronic illness and have themes that only we understand. So it'd be like a club, you know, like a group, like, you know, like something different, almost like making chronic illness like chic, like make it in its own crew, its own, you know, like clique, like its own community. I mean, that's the best thing I could say. It's like a bunch of people that all understand what everyone else is going through. And nobody's shaming you, nobody's making you feel bad. And like, you get cool stuff to try out and cool stuff that's tailored towards you and your illnesses. Like, I just thought that would be so dope. When I watch these unboxing videos and I see these posts on Instagram, or I get emails from people telling me that they cried opening my box, or that like it came at just the right time, that lifted their spirits, like, it makes it worth it. Like, yeah, I'm tired and sometimes I'm in pain, but knowing that I was able to like bring a smile to somebody else's face is like, it's huge. Like, it's what I live for now. Like, that's what matters to me. How I was able to touch other people in a positive way, you know? Like, I left them better than I met them.
What's the new Olympics?
The new Olympics? Man, what is my new Olympics? I want to turn Spoonie Essentials Box into a global brand. Like, I want to be able to employ my fellow chronic illness warriors. Like, so many of us aren't able to go out and have traditional jobs and, you know, consistently show up places. And though places are supposed to accommodate you and understand, they don't. Like, I want to be able to do that. Like, I mean, I'm glad that I'm already shipping worldwide, but I want to make Spoonie Essentials Box a global brand. Like, I want there to be different avenues and opportunities. Like, the goal is to be like, when you think of somebody who was recently diagnosed with a chronic illness and you're thinking to yourself, like, what should I get them? What should I do? You're like, boom, I should send them a Spoonie Essentials Box.
Any advice for the people?
Advice for the people? Yeah, man, never give up. Never surrender, man. Like, that's what I always close with. I always say, one more thing. Never give up. Never surrender, man. You got this. That's my shit. Like, you can't fucking give up. You only got one life. You have to live it. You have no other choice.